Well, hey guys, I'm excited to bring another new one to you today. You know, we've been wearing Matthew Tompkins saddle designs since before TX5 was a company. That's a pretty incredible record if you think about it. We've been wearing, I bet I'm on my 5th, 6th, 7th TX5 saddle that I can think of. And we have enjoyed all of them, but none of them so far has been quite like this one, because this one is a pure mesh saddle. It's called the Lonestar. A lot of cool features and benefits built into this one. Stick around, we're going to walk through them all today in today's video. Hey guys, one of the things I wanted to highlight today is an offering from TX5 that's really kind of independent of the saddle, but it's built to work in conjunction with it, is this quick draw gear hanger. You saw me use it as I rappelled down just a second ago. It comes in 2 halves. You got a female end here that wraps around your platform, stick, whatever, and this little nifty gear hanger that Matthew has built onto the Reaper, or the Lonestar, sorry. It actually has it on the Reaper as well. I've been utilizing this feature for well over a year. But you've got a female and a male end, you clip them together, really nifty. Now your hand's free, you got a brake hand free to hold your tag end of your rappel line, guide hand to guide you. You use the Mad Rock or whatever you're using, ATC, Auto Block, whatever, but it just frees up your hands, and then when you get down, hit the ground, real simple, just to unclip it, and you're good to go. So guys, I just want to show you that. I'm not a big guy into doodads and gadgets and doohickeys and all this stuff. For $12, this is a lifesaver. I highly recommend this one if you're one sticking. Okay guys, I want to show you how to put this quick draw gear hanger system on, because if you don't know what it is, when you get it, you may struggle on how to attach it. So again, Matthew puts this really cool little hard gear hanger thing on here. It's perfect for if you're a Nader sweater guy or something like that, but for this quick draw gear hanger, it's awesome. If you go up through here like this, open it up, come back through, basically what you're doing is you're girth hitching on there, and now you'll see this little elastic loop here. Well, if you're wondering what that's for, you can loop the quick draw gear hanger through here, give it a twist, open it up wide, and then what it does is you'll see that locks it in here. Now it can't fall off. If you got a little extra right there, you can do it through there one more time to make it tight. See, now you can see that it's on here. It's not ever going to come off walking through the woods or anything like that. But that's how you install it. That's how you take advantage of this little gear hanger loop that he builds into the saddle. And then you can put your quick draw hanger on there like that. The good thing is you only need one of these. You can buy extras of these and only the half. You don't have to keep buying the same the whole complete set over and over. You can buy these in individual. So if you've got 2 or 3 different sticks or stands or anything like that, put one of these on your saddle. You can have a multitude of these, and these sell for $6 a piece on his website, TX5customgear.com. Okay guys, let's get into the saddle itself. So if you'll forgive me, I made a cheat sheet, almost like I did back when I did the tethered one sticks review, because there's a lot to talk about with this saddle. A lot of new changes, some of the old changes, but some things I've been playing around with for well over a year or so. You know, Matthew Tompkins put on the TX5 website that some of the design features that he's incorporated into the saddle has been tested by you know, some well-known saddle hunters for a long time, and I've had the privilege of being one of those guys. I got to see some of the very first features that came out on this, and it's made it, you know, it's passed the muster. It's made it into the production versions. So we'll talk a little bit about that and more. So let's jump into it. So the Lonestar, it's available in a mesh and a Cordura version. Okay, so 2 different styles. It's available in the Lonestar. It also has 2 different seat options, if you will. So you've got the XPD, which is this right here, short for expand. And one of the things about these gear loops is you can use these to, you know, open up the seat there. I usually just grab it somewhere back here and pull down if I need to, or I just let my weight open it up if I want to. But the nice thing about the XPD version is you'll see is Matthew took the time to really sew and fortify and increase the integrity of the folds, and not only on this side but on the back side as well. You'll see that you know, he's sewn material in here that keeps that a very sharp pleat, if you will, so that when it stays closed the whole time that you're walking around in. And I've had to saddle for a couple, 3 weeks now that I waited before I turned this video out. and walking through the woods, walking around with it, it stays closed. And then when you open it up, it stays open. So it deploys when you want it to deploy. It stays non-deployed when you don't want it to. So the XPD is one version. And then I grabbed a couple other saddles here to show you some differences. This is a stretch style seat here. You see it's got a heavy piece of elastic that's behind this gusset that allows this to stretch and it goes back into place. So those are the two different types of seat styles that's available in the Lonestar. So you got Cordura, you've got mesh, you've got the XPD, you've got the stretch seat style. So those are the two different fabric styles and seat styles, different options you have available to you. Also, we'll talk about the Viper loop. You'll notice that it's a little bit smaller than on the Reaper. It's a little smaller, a little streamlined, but it's plenty big enough to stick your, I've got a openable carabiner on this one I'll just use here. Still plenty big enough to catch a carabiner in the dark or anything. And one of the reasons why is because of this really forward design here. You'll notice, and let me compare and contrast that here. I've got several saddles here to showcase some of these features, so we'll talk about that. So this is an older Arrow Hunter kite, right? And I still own this saddle because it was a phenomenal saddle. I probably will not ever sell this that I foresee. I don't know, maybe sometime. Honestly, I might now that I've got a TX5 Lonestar. Until this came out, I hadn't seen a mesh saddle that I was willing to sell the old Arrow Hunter kite for, so that may change now. We'll talk a little bit more about that. But let me show you. These are the lineman belt loops with that old saddle, and you can see they're, even though they've got a red inside here, they just kind of lay flat up against the bridge loops and against your waist belt here, and they kind of get all hidden in there. Again, I show you that to compare and contrast the Viper loop that is stiff. This is 7 folds of fabric that Matthew folds in. It takes a heavy duty sewing machine to make this loop. 7 folds of fabric to make this really super stiff and sticking forward and out. And the nice thing about that is when you put this on, you'll see it really sticks forward of your hips. And it's really nice to be able to clip a carabiner into for a lineman's belt, for going around a tree, anything like that. The Viper design is one of the things that I initially fell in love with the TX5 saddles. So super nice design. They're just a little more streamlined and a little more compact here on the Lonestar version. So let me put the kite back up over here. And let me go down the list and make sure that I'm hitting everything around. Lots of colors available. There's probably 10 or 15 colors and fabrics and not fabrics, but colors and camo patterns available. Go to the website there and check those out, because there was way too many to try to remember there. One of the cool things about this though is you'll see once I open it, turn it and show you, he's got a floating waist belt. You'll see there's really heavy duty, nice big thick pockets that this waist belt can slide in and out on. And the nice thing about that is if you find yourself where a big Raptor buckle hits you, right in, maybe below your belly button or something, and you're probably like me right now, I got a little too much gut hanging over, if that's pinching you or whatever, you can just slide it around and move it to wherever it's comfortable. That's a really nice thing. Also, Matthew puts a tri-glide on the back side here for the tag in, and that's going to help keep the belt a little bit tighter, keep it from sagging walking in and out. I've really never had that problem with any saddle that I've owned, and I've owned a ton of them. I've never been one that needed suspenders or anything like that, even though I don't have much of a butt. But just never had that problem. But if you do, if you're one of those ones that suffer that tri-glide will help keep the belt tight on you as opposed to elastic or something like that. Let's see, what else? Slimmer Vipers. We've got the adjustable Oplux bridge. And Matthew builds this with a 3/16" Amsteel Swabish hitch. That's really nice. You can get this bridge length exactly where you want it. He's got a tender built into it, so you can adjust that bridge right exactly where you need it to. Stopper not built into it. This has been a really nice bridge design for me. This bridge has been on the last 4 or 5 TX5's that I've used. So really nice there. A 1.5-inch Raptor buckle on the waist belt. So ADP Raptor. I've been a fan of these. If you notice here with my kite, this dates back several years back. I actually had Arrow Hunter build this with Raptor buckles. This was not a stock option. I had them build it with Raptor buckles way back when. I'm a big fan of these. But if you'll notice what Matthew did is he found a little 3/4 inch, a 0.75 inch Cobra sport buckle, and look at the improvement over what it was back in the day. It's almost like looking at a VCR versus a Blu-ray or something like that, right? Here's the buckles I had for leg straps back then. Now Matthew's using these little things. Let me pull up here so it'll be apples to apples. But you can see the size difference, and they're still just as sturdy. Really nice. Stays out of your way. Doesn't bind. Doesn't pinch your legs. Just a really nice little offering there. If you're wondering about me, if you're trying to say what size should I get, the waist sizes are pretty accurate. Medium fits 32 to 34. I'm a 34-inch waist, about 190. Hopefully pretty soon I'll be less than that, but hovering right around 190, just a touch under sometimes, but a good solid 34 or 33.5-inch waist, and I wear a medium. So hopefully that'll help you. This saddle right here, the way with these Cobra buckles in a medium weighs 26 ounces. The cost on this, retail cost, is $349.99. I think I've talked about everything here that I wanted to talk about, except for, well, probably the best thing about this new saddle is the HPR system. And that's something I've been testing for well over a year in Matthew's saddles, starting back 3 saddles ago. If you look behind me and see the ones hanging here, the HPR is the hip pinch reduction system, is what HPR stands for, and it's where he's got a non-fabric stay built in. If you actually go back to one of the first ones I made on a TX5 system, and you'll go back and see me sitting in a swing set, and I show how the steel swing set keeps it from pinching my side, right? And that way it allows the seat to stay out fully open, and it's just a comfortable swing for me. Well, that's kind of what this does here. It keeps this from collapsing and pinching in. This is nothing more, the bridge is nothing more than a triangle, and when you put a lot of weight on it and pull, that's going to want to cave in on you and pull in and pinch your hip. Well, Matthew figured that out and realized that, and this is a patent pending system exclusive to the Lonestar, where he has a non-fabric stay in here. And actually the cool thing about it is, with my original mock-up version where we were trying and playing around with it, it went in there and it was removable, but now he's got a Velcro cover here, which you will never open that Velcro out in the woods, so you don't have to worry about any sound or anything like that. This is just so that when you're indoors, and if you decide that you don't want that stay in there, the harder piece that keeps the saddle open, keeps it from collapsing at your bridge point right here, you can take that, you can open it up, remove it, close it back down, take that out. You've got just an old-fashioned normal saddle prior to the HPR system. But the nice thing about it is that flap keeps that stay inside there, and you don't have to worry about it coming out. Actually, if you go back to my original prototype version, when we were testing this out, you'll see that mine does not have that flap here. It's just an open pocket, and it slides down in there, and it actually worked its way up, and I would have to slide it back down during the hunt, sometimes walking. If I walk in a mile and a half or so, I'd catch it poking me, and I would slide it back down. Well, that's the reason why he's got that flap on there, so it won't work its way up as you're walking in and out of the woods. So again, this is one of the original ones that we tested that out on. So hopefully that helps you. I know that's a lot of information about a single saddle, but man, there's a lot going on here. It is a great saddle. It's extremely light, extremely airy. I know I've had tons of people, dozens of people reach out to me over the last 2 or 3 years asking about saddle recommendations and quality and what I believed in, and you know, I'm now, take this for what it's worth, I'm not on TX5's pro staff. I'm not affiliated with TX5. I have nothing. I mean, I have helped test some things out, as I just mentioned to you, but I'm not on the pro staff. I don't get a dime for anything that I help sell or whatever. But I've sent a lot of people to TX5 telling them that I firmly believed in the product, right? But excuse me, but a lot of people have come back later on, and I've heard some feedback and go, man, it's built like a tank, right? But I hunt in Alabama, hunt in Mississippi, Arkansas, wherever it may be. Those things are built like a tank, but man, they're a little hot. And every once in a while, you'll see a TX5 come up in the classifieds forums because someone is just like, man, I need a lighter saddle. I need something that breathes a little bit more. If you're one of those guys, the Lonestar in a mesh pattern version is the saddle for you, I'm telling you. So anyway, guys, hopefully that helps you a whole bunch going over these features. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I'll be glad to come back and help answer them for you. Until the next time, we'll see you on down the line.